What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Report, Cliff Notes edition, as I bring you quick news that's going on around the net. First and foremost, advanced reviews are in for Batman v Superman. Now, because of an embargo, no one was allowed to post any reviews about it until 3 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. But the advanced screening was over the weekend in New York, and people are raving about this movie, which is a shock to me. I mean, I know myself, I'm very skeptical about it, mainly because DC decided to do the reverse engineering effect of their movie universe instead of what Marvel's doing by trying to cram everybody into the movie at once and then splitting them off into different movies separately. It just felt like they was trying to cram too much in at once. But the shining light for it is Zack Snyder, who is one of my favorite directors out there. I mean, look at the work he's done with Watchmen. Look at what he done with 300 and movies like that. He has an eye for comics, and having that type of eye, you kind of wonder how this movie could go so bad. But apparently it's done good. I mean, again, the advanced reviews are out. People are very excited about it. They say that Batman is probably the best Batman that they've seen. I know from the trailers myself, I like that he looked more like the Arkham game Batman. We've heard that he's going to be more of a detective in this one. That's something we never had in the Batman movies before. As far as Superman himself, it's the same Superman as Man of Steel, which I liked. A lot of people didn't like it because it was such a far stretch away from the Christopher Reeve Superman. But what I liked about Man of Steel is that he is more of the modern version of Superman that we see in the New 52 and in the DC animated movies. That's the Superman that we need. He can still be a Boy Scout, but he can still be a badass at the same time. Also, surprisingly, people are saying that Gal Gadot has done a pretty decent job as a Wonder Woman, and that is what I was worried about the most. I'm just not sold on her. I'm still not until I see it. Apparently, I'm going to be proved wrong, so I'll just have to find out and see how that goes. They say she's pretty much a scene stealer in this movie, so I'll be going to see it over the weekend, as well as my boy Chuckie Jay, and you can catch what we think about it on Imperfect Geniuses. That drops every other Wednesday. I had a link down to our SoundCloud at the bottom, and what we bring you there is we bring you all the latest comic book news, reviews, and entertainment news, anime news, pretty much everything that you need. And again, that's every other Wednesday. The SoundCloud to our past shows, and so you can catch up in the future, will be at the bottom. And other news that we had today is we also found out that Daisy Ridley, better known as Rey from Star Wars Force Awakens, has been in talks to be Lara Croft in the Tomb Raider reboot. Now, I'm all for this. I mean, she done a hell of a job in Star Wars. She's already British, and I think she has the physique and she has pretty much the look and the feel to be the modern Lara Croft that we have in the current video games right now, versus the old school unrealistic 3D model that was pretty much, because she was 3D, just didn't look real at all. I mean, of course she was the dream girl, but come on now, who really looks like that? So that's pretty good news as well. And I want to backtrack a little bit. There's also some more news about Batman versus Superman. Apparently Zack Snyder said that Joker and Riddler were supposed to be in the movie. So this movie's already 2 hours and 30 minutes, so if that happened, I wonder how long it would be. But it's also a little bit disappointing, and sorry for a little bit of spoiler, but that also means that even though we've seen that something happened to Robin in Batman, in the Batman versus Superman trailer, we're not going to find out in this movie. We're just going to have to wait till Ben Affleck's Batman comes out to see more about that. And we'll get to see Joker and Suicide Squad. Now, Riddler, again, he's always been kicked around, even as far as The Dark Knight is one of the choices before they decided to do Joker, even though that would have been the natural next step for the movie. At one point, it was even said that Riddler would have been in The Dark Knight Rises instead of Bane as the main villain. So I think at this point, he's been kicked around so much, and he's been pushed so much, and he keeps getting little hints that he's going to be in movies, and it never comes to light, that I think he just may be the main villain in the Batman movie once it comes out, instead of well, Joker's going to be in it, of course, but maybe they'll do the thing where he faces multiple villains and we might see Riddler too. Batman's kind of like Spider-Man in a sense that if you really wanted to, you can have him fight multiple villains in a movie. You just have to pace it out. Just have him fight one villain for one part, have him fight another villain for the second part, or just kind of have him foil some crimes or something in the intro. That's easily something that they can do. So more news on that. Again, Batman versus Superman with rave reviews. Daisy Ridley has been in talks to be Tomb Raider or Lara Croft in the Tomb Raider reboot. Now, it hasn't been confirmed, but what is confirmed is that she has been talking to Warner Brothers and MGM, and she's just waiting to get the final word because she is definitely on the short list. And I haven't heard about anybody else offered the role right now, so I think her chances are pretty good for that. As far as what's going on for the channel right now, I will not continue to review Dragon Ball Super. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I mean, I want to bring you guys all the best content right now, but this series at the moment, I think GT is better, and I hate GT. And one of the big things about it is that even though I like that they stretched out the movies to give you more content, they pretty much blew about 24 episodes rehashing the movies. They didn't have to rehash the movie in series form, especially when you had two of the better Dragon Ball movies that came out. Now we're into this tournament arc, and things are just weird. You know, it's like people are losing rather quickly. People are cheating. You got these goofy villains like Botamo was crusty, get him out of here. Frost was really crusty. He was a waste of time, even though it was a nice little twist. The only person that has any type of potential right now is Hit, who we found out is an assassin and also an android. And I have no faith that Kaba is going to do anything right now, which is the saying. I did watch the episode, and it looks like next week Vegeta is going to do the final flash, so I'll watch it for that, even in close proximity. So how the hell is that going to work? But the reason I won't continue to review Dragon Ball Super is that if I do that, every review that I put out for is probably going to be a rant, and I really don't want to do that unless it's just for strictly entertainment. But much like Bleach, if something really important or something really major happens, your boy will have it here in the videos for you. But as far as something I'm reviewing on a consistent basis, I just don't see it happening. So other than that, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys some quick news right quick, and pretty much also, once again, check the SoundCloud at the bottom for Imperfect Geniuses. We'll have that for you guys every other Wednesday. Me and Chuckie Jay. We bring you the latest comic news, reviews, and pretty much any type of news out there in the entertainment world that you need. And also stay tuned to this channel because on Thursday I'll be bringing a review for the finale of Erased. Boku Dake ga Inai Machi. Yeah, that's a tongue twister. I mean, it's so long that I think I should just go ahead and call it a race and stop tongue twisting myself every week. Also, coming up on Saturday, my Durarara review will be a little bit later because I'm going to see Batman vs. Superman. So I'll still get my Durarara review out, especially since that's going to be a finale. It's going to be the end of Phenomenal series. So I definitely want to get my thoughts out there, but it'll be very late in the day. So apologies for that. And then you can catch me back here again on Sunday for Gundam, which will also be, well, not the finale, but if it takes a break, it's probably going to go away for a while. But it has been confirmed that it will have a second season, so we're going to get 50 episodes out of that. In between the weeks, I may be dropping another Cliff Note, and I'll definitely be bringing a One Piece and possibly a Bleach review this week, depending on how it goes. So, yeah, if you guys like the video, as always, go ahead and drop it a like. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, let me know what you think. Are you excited to see Batman vs. Superman? Are you going into it with high expectations and hoping that it will get better? Or you're like me, where you're going into it with low expectations and hoping that you'll just be surprised? Seeing that this movie is having good reviews, I got a little bit more faith about it. Right now, the only thing I'm worried about is X-Men. Even though I did like the last two movies, it looks like this one has too much Bryan Singer in it for me, but we'll just have to see how that goes, especially with Psylocke in it. Psylocke is one of my all-time favorite X-Men, so just for her, I'm going to go check it out. Also, are you ready for the conclusion of Durarara? If you're watching that, let me know what you think and let me know if you're pumped for it. How do you feel about Daisy Ridley being on the short list for Tomb Raider? And what do you think is in store for the Batman movies as far as the Riddler? We've been hearing about him being in the movies for a while, and we haven't seen him yet, but every time something Batman related comes up, he shows up. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys right now on the Scout Report, Cliff Notes edition. Also, as always, thank you very much for listening, because you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So that's it for your boy right now. This is Infrar-Ed with the Scout Report. See you soon.